Hi everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Chasers. Today is December 29th. It is 12:30 p.m. Checking out the Pacific Northwest, you can see there's a lot going on here. You can see we have a winter weather advisory for the Cascades, mainly Eugene north through Washington. Total is also higher as you go north. You'll probably see some kind of winter weather advisory for the Puget Sound and western Washington coming up here in the next few hours. We've got a winter storm warning for northeast Oregon into southwest Washington. We'll go over those details a little bit here coming up. And we've got special weather statement across a lot of the state and into eastern Oregon there too for the chilly temperatures. Typical small craft advisory stuff going on there too. We've got a wind advisory and a wind chill advisory up there for Skagit and Whatcom counties that should be ending here shortly. So let's just dive right into what's going on. We've got the big ridge still dominating our weather pattern, and you can see our next system riding over the top of that ridge here too, moving through southeast Alaska now. Those high clouds are going to overspread the region from northwest to southeast as we go through the day today. You're probably already noticing them outside as we speak. Checking out Snowfall Totals. Let's just kind of get a general view of what's going on here. This is 24-hour Kuchera. Kuchera is a ratio that measures the temperature in the lower portion of the atmosphere, and then it tries to calculate snow density based on that, and can give a more accurate view of how much snow falls, especially when temperatures are notably below freezing. So this is Kuchera, 24-hour. You can see the snow totals building up there as you go into Friday morning for northeast Oregon, all the way towards Pullman into southeast Washington. You can see kind of a little band favoring Seattle there. We'll see how that works out. The high resolution models are showing a little bit less than the European, but bet against the European at your own peril. You can see southern BC probably going to get a decent snowfall out of this, showing over 6 inches. Skagit, Whatcom County probably going to be favored areas also. Most of the Willamette Valley is just going to be an inch or less, maybe an inch or two in the foothills, and more as you get into the gorge. So it heads up if you're traveling east out of western Oregon there. And same thing for the Washington passes. Snoqualmie Pass, Stevens Pass, a lot of snow going to be falling. Travel is going to be treacherous. And that goes for most of I-90 through eastern Washington too. It's well below freezing out there. Any snow that falls is going to remain on the ground. So let's go ahead and look at Pendleton, Oregon out there. This is from the National Weather Service Pendleton out there. You can see some of these totals, big totals out there. And these stretch out towards Pullman, Walla Walla, Tollgate, Meacham, Pendleton in on the action there. And you can see less for the basin here, generally less than an inch. But as you go further east towards Ritzville, Spokane, you might get a couple inches out of this. And again, it's well below freezing. Let's go ahead and look at the eastern Washington version of that. Generally, this is for the morning here too. So we'll back up on this and we'll go to Thursday, and you can see more snow is possible for the area. 2 to 3 for Ritzville, 1 to 2 Spokane on the border, 1 to 2, and generally less than an inch in northeast Washington. But you see southeast Washington going to get some good snowfall amounts out of this, and the basin generally less than an inch. So if we go ahead and look at National Weather Service Seattle, generally calling for about an inch in Seattle, 1 to 2 for Everett, 1 to 2 for Kent. So there's some rain shadowing going on, or sorry, should I say snow shadowing, as we get some upper level winds that are coming off the Olympics. They compress and they warm as they come off the Olympics. So it limits precipitation amounts and it warms temperatures a bit. And that can really make the difference in a snowfall event. But again, the European kind of showing a favored band for the Seattle area there. So we'll see just how good the European does with this. Check out Olympia, 2 to 3 inches. Chehalis, 1 to 2. And this is going to make a transition over into mixed rain and snow, and then rain as we go into early afternoon on Thursday. We'll take a look at some of those temperatures here in a minute. Here is for Portland. So Portland generally an inch or less. Down to the valley, it's probably just going to be a brief accumulation of about up to an inch, and then it's going to change over. Temperatures will go above freezing. And through the gorge, that's going to last longer, of course, and any foothills, you could get 1 to 2 inches also. And of course, the Cascades are going to get much more. So let's just go ahead and look at temperature now. Surface temperature, Fahrenheit. And we'll start from now. You can see we're in the upper 20s now across much of the region. A little bit warmer through the Willamette Valley and much colder through the eastern portions of the state. Going into this evening, you can see we cool back down overnight a bit through Seattle and through the Willamette Valley. Gets down in mid and lower 20s there. Puget Sound down in the mid 20s. Going into Thursday morning, we start to warm up a bit. And you can see we go above freezing early Thursday morning. So that's why the National Weather Service is saying we're not going to get much snow through Seattle. And it's going to be marginal, so it's going to be a slushy mess. There's going to be a lot of melting, and then it's going to be refreezing on into Thursday night and Friday morning. So that's going to set up the stage for some really nasty potential black ice situations anywhere from western Washington down through the Willamette Valley. The coast should remain above freezing. Look at this, getting toasty, back into the 40s. And as we go into Thursday afternoon here, the temperature starts coming down again into Thursday evening. We go back below freezing, the Puget Sound and Willamette Valley hovering around freezing, 30 down to 30 in Portland now. Friday morning, every place is down below freezing. So this is just a black ice mess setting up here for Friday morning. As we get into Friday later morning, look how cold it chills. It cools off in Seattle, 23 degrees there late morning Friday. Still below freezing in Willamette Valley, and you're in the ice box in eastern Washington, eastern Oregon, nice and cold. And we start to warm up on Friday afternoon a bit. Gets right towards freezing, then it starts cooling off again on Friday night and into Saturday morning. So we got to be really careful. There's going to be a lot of melting going on, and the roads are going to be really slick on Friday and Saturday morning, it looks like. So heads up. Black ice is the #1 winter weather killer, and if you're not careful, it'll have you in a ditch in no time. A lot of these cases, you don't even see the ice, and it's there. So I'm going to do another video tonight when the system gets a little bit closer, just to try to pinpoint snowfall amounts, especially through the Puget Sound and Willamette Valley. Everything that falls in eastern Washington is going to be snow. And the totals are going to be biggest in northeast Oregon, southeast Washington, and there's going to be a good snow shower going on through the Puget Sound, but areas north might get some good snowfall amounts out of this. Areas on the coast are going to be warming up quite a bit here. And we'll take a look at the extended tonight also. I want to let another model run come in, let some ensembles come in, but there's some hint of Arctic air rebuilding into British Columbia, and with systems moving into British Columbia or even down towards Washington. So it depends on the tracks of those lows, how far the Arctic air gets into our region, and that will basically set the stage for what's going to come in our future. And we'll just have to let that play out. That's still a week out, so we'll be watching that. I'll go over that tonight in more detail, and we'll go over the snow coming in here tonight into tomorrow morning in more detail, because initially it's probably going to be fairly disruptive, especially if it's below freezing when the snowfall starts falling. And then of course we have the melting during the day Thursday and refreezing for all of western Oregon and Washington into Friday morning, and then again on Saturday morning. So hopefully you guys are liking these videos. I'm getting good responses. You guys, thanks a lot. It just makes me want to do all the more forecasting when you guys are giving me these positive comments. So thank you very much for that. So be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys tonight with either a live chat or a video, and I'll break down the extended a little bit more, and we'll go over the snowfall potential for western Oregon, western Washington tonight and tomorrow morning. I'll talk to you guys later.